also be be engaged with the client, but it's to a certain level, of course, and it also depends on your role within the team. I'm in a Devops team, so I'm mainly picking up tickets and developing, but I'm still doing a lot of communication more from a technical lead point of role. So yeah, it does help if you're
Yeah. So the most important part is we want to help each other, and you need to be able to express your message that you want to tell people correctly or properly.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, Marius.
I will go quickly through it. If anything is unclear, please let me know. So what are we looking for? So we're looking for people who are really motivated, have a passion for IT, digital solutions. I'm in the recruitment delegate team myself, so I'm actively involved in the recruiting process, and I'm really looking for people who are motivated. That's one of the main things I look for in people when they apply. Like coming back to the communication one, it's if you're not enjoying the social part of our job, I'm not sure if this is the best job for you, because it's quite a social element to it, and I actually enjoy this part. I'm an introvert myself, actually, but I do like the extrovert, like the social activities that we have a lot, and also being able to engage with the client and the customer. But naturally speaking, I'm really an introvert, so it doesn't need to be that if you're an introvert, you can't work within Deloitte, I would say. Ambition to learn and grow, yeah, that's also a very important thing. So we look a lot at how are you developing yourself, how are you able to grow in your role. So this is also something we look for if someone is eager to learn. Next one, please. About the recruitment process. So the recruitment process will be the same within Deloitte for every department. What's really important is we have some vacancies online, but if you're within this background setup, please align with your coordinator within Tech Grounds if you want to apply for one of our vacancies. They've asked us to tell you this, to make this explicit, so that's why so that will be the start if you want to apply for a job at us. When you apply, the first thing you need to go through is the assessment. If you're successful with the assessment, it's an kind of an intelligence test. So you will be asked to complete a couple of online tasks, which are on logical reasoning, language, that kind of stuff. If you're successful there, you will be asked for a first interview, where 2 team members will interview you. If that's successful, you will move on to the second one. If it's for a junior position, you won't need to do a case, actually, but the interview will most likely be a bit more technical, the second one. And the third one is with our business leader. And usually when you have that interview, you're already far along in the process. So if you behave yourself and the person likes you, usually you're good there. So this gives you an idea of the process, of the recruitment process. Next slide, please.
How long is the process from the first interview of since you see the application until you get to the third interview?
It differs per applicant, but it can well be that it's in one day, but it can also be a week, and it can also be 2 weeks. And that's from beginning till getting the offer. So I'm not saying that then within a month you're already working. It can take a month, for instance. So before, but usually like getting to the end and getting the offer, it takes up to. I would love to see it always in 1 week, but usually it's kind of 2 weeks to have it all but it can also be 3 or 4 weeks. It depends a bit on. It's good to chase it, I would say, also as an applicant. So feel free also to do that. But if you really are clear about I need this to be done within a week, we will do our best to facilitate that process as soon as possible.
All right, perfect. So I'm just asking because there are some companies that they do take a month, or the hiring process is quite long. I just wanted to get a sense on how long it will take if I were to apply to Deloitte.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then a bit about the experience levels. So what you see on the right is you see different titles, I would say. And we don't view these titles as a hierarchical thing, but it's more like it's really displaying how much experience you have within Deloitte, within a certain expertise or in a certain role. And usually you start out as an analyst, which means you're more of a junior person in terms of experience. And from there, you develop yourself. And if you are really eager to become a partner, you can become a partner. But what you see is you're becoming more senior over time. And seniority is just referring to you having more experience and knowledge about certain things, topics, advisory roles, whatever. Then there's also the two main tracks we distinguish within Deloitte. So you have the traditional track where usually you would start out with going more in depth about a certain topic, and then when you become more experienced, you actually your focus becomes less on implementing or really doing the groundwork, but much more about managing, doing sales, those kind of activities. So that's what you usually see in the traditional track when you move up in experience levels. When you're in the specialist track, you actually really want to become that subject matter expert that also Adri mentioned before. It's much more about becoming an industry expert or a certain platform expert, vendor expert. So then you're also till a later experience level still very involved with really implementing the solutions and stuff. So depending on what prefers you, what preference you have, you can choose one of these two tracks, basically. Next slide. Oh yeah, then almost at the end. So if you want to have an idea of the vacancies that are specific to the developer role, these are 2 QR codes that you can scan, the Dutch or the English one, whatever you prefer, and it brings you to the vacancy on our site. If you're more interested in the declarative parts of becoming a Salesforce administrator, I actually would say Salesforce consultant, because we don't do really Salesforce administrator roles within our practice. But if you want to become a Salesforce consultant, we also have vacancies for that. So that's good to know. And you can just search them on the site. Like I said again, if you want to apply, please do it via TechGrants, so via your coordinator, so they will reach out to us then, and we can facilitate also whatever is possible then. That was the presentation. Oh, sorry. We're very actively hiring. We're actually sold out at all our clients, and we're having trouble in sourcing people. So we're really eager to hire new junior colleagues.
So it's not one.
It's sure not one. Yeah.
Marius, I am 53. If I would like to apply as a junior, I hope. What chance do you have, or how much is the, let's say, the people who are just the balance, the people, the different ages working in different positions? Is that something that let's say in a company is normal, or is unusual to have this kind of balancing between ages. I mean, in different positions that are junior, for example.
It's a very good question. Before I go into that, I just want to be mindful. It's not 5 o'clock. Do you guys mind if it goes a bit over time, or is there anyone who needs to leave now?
No, no problem.
Perfect.
We will stay. We will stay. The interesting part.
So to come back to your question, like I said, D&I is an important topic. So being inclusive, right, and also being open to diversity. I think we're doing pretty well within digital customer, but it's something we really take seriously. So also age, it is not per se a showstopper. What we do see with people applying for junior positions, usually it's also a bit more difficult for the person itself when they start out at an older age in a junior position, because they see like much younger maybe colleagues or peers growing in a certain way. But if the person that's applying is really motivated and has a good story, we feel comfortable also hiring that person. Yeah, of course we would be open to that.
Great, thank you.
Marius, another question. How many people are in your team as developers, and what is the balance between men and women?
So our engineering team, I think we're around
40 something.
Between 40-50 people.
Yeah, almost 50 people.
It's changing a lot actually. So we've grew a lot in the last years, and I think the balance within our department in terms of female male colleagues is a bit bad, in the sense that I think we have like 20% maybe.
Yeah. 20.
So yeah, I know, but it's not only us. It's also
20% men. You mean?
We're not. If we can hire female colleagues, so actually the issue is much more we get not enough applicants on that side, and we're also having trouble, I guess, in reaching them. But the ones that are working with us are awesome, and it's a big number. It's like, I think there are like 20 or 25 female colleagues, but we're a big department, so overall it's a smaller percentage, of course. In other departments, human capital, for instance, so much more focused on HR, you see a very different balance. So it's also an IT-related issue, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another question from my part, Marius or Adri. Do you already get somebody hired from Tech Grounds for a junior position?
No, so through our partner Mashad, we just started with being part of this Tech Grounds program, actually. So this is our first workshop from a sales perspective that we're doing here. And before this, a week ago, there was our mobile team also being part of it. So we hope to hire Tech Grounds students soon. That would be great if that would work out.
Good news. Yeah.
I have another question. So I want to inquire about the background of the possible future colleagues of yours, because I do see that both of you, it seems like you present yourself as engineers and you work in an engineering team. But what happened with the people that, for instance, many of us are getting to know and we are certified as administrators and working for other certificates within Salesforce, but we do not have that academic background. How does that weigh in the decision?
Okay, so from an educational background, we have a minimum prerequisite, which is you need to have at least have done an HBO opleiding, or I think in English it's called a bachelor's in University of Applied Sciences, right? So that's the minimum prerequisite we have, and it's also mentioned in the vacancy.
Does it matter from like what's the area of the bachelor's degree?
I don't think so.
It should not matter. So the most important thing is it does help if you have some experience with Salesforce for sure. It does help if you have programmatic experience. That's like, you will stand out a bit more, of course, if you have that. But the main thing we're really looking for is a person that's applying for the job interested in developing himself or herself. Does that person have a very strong interest in IT and programmatic development? Do they really want to become a developer? And educational-wise, I'm not looking for people who do computer science per se. They do catch my eye if they apply, but I'm very open also to different backgrounds.
I think the interest into the technical work is the most important part. So we have some colleagues also who changed direction from non-technical education background, and he took some courses, JavaScript courses, and he was really into it, and he's now already a senior. And so your interest into the technical and also the Salesforce especially, it's I think that's one or two the most important part.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Any other questions?
Okay. If not, then I would like to close it off. Yeah.
Discussion.
If you want to know more, feel free to reach out on our LinkedIn by chat, or feel free to ask any questions there also. We're happy to answer those. We were very excited about being here today, getting to meet you. And we hope it was a useful presentation for you all.
Thank you very much. It was really good.
I need to check, but if I can share, I will. But I need to check if there is anything we can't share. Let's say this: if some things are sensitive, I will put them, and I will share the parts that I can share. But that will be via I think Ashraf then, or someone else from TechBrands. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Thanks again, and enjoy your weekend all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Good weekend.
Enjoy your time.
Bye bye.